Jeez. Whew, this is kind of tough. So, I'm in my backyard about to have my evening tea. This is something that I really do. I decided to come outside, enjoy the breeze a bit, watch the sun go down as I prepare for week 2 of after surgery. It's still shocking. So, the reason why I'm doing this video while enjoying my green tea is just to explain and express why and how I got to this decision of doing what I just come from doing. So I come from something called a bariatric. It's a type of a gastro bypass, and they do quite a lot. I wish I had the script that explains exactly what they did to me. But I had to give that to my aviation medical doctor so that for my licensing. So for those who don't know, I am within the aviation industry. So pre-op, yeah, let's call this pre-op, right? So I've always been, I don't want to use the word big, but in society, that's what we are seeing, right? Big, fat, obese, name them, but the appropriate word is a plus size. So I don't know what it is to be tiny, skinny, petite, thin, or as some people see it, normal, right sized. And that's okay. Like, I've embraced the better half of that for the for all my life, like legit all my life. One thing I really love about me and the journey of life that I've lived is how active I was, how confident I was, how I did not let it stop me from doing the things I desire, I love, and I enjoy. And the reason why I'm using the word was is because it's past me. It's something that I've already done, and I am going to have to rediscover the new me and what I'm about to, or what I've already started on this journey. Like, a lot of things of me are going to change. And when I say a lot, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, and I think specifically emotionally. Like, if you've known me before this, you know how emotionally I can be and what type of an emotional person I truly, truly, truly am. And I know I'm speaking, and you're probably thinking, then why did you do the surgery if you've been so confident, so comfortable, and you haven't found being overweight a problem? Unfortunately, the past year or so, it started impacting me. So I've always been against surgery for weight loss, and I was like, I'm gonna do it naturally. I'm gonna eat correctly. Yes, a lot of people suggest I'll go to the gym. I will do, all the things that are written under the skies to lose the weight. Yeah, I probably have done them all. Keto, Banting, intermittent, no carbs, no fat, no. Oh, best believe, girl has done it all. If you want a diary of all diets that have failed on me, I'm legit that person. But and that showed that it's got nothing to do with my diet. Also was considered as one of a healthy plus size woman. Like every time I went to the doctors, and they were like, no cholesterol, no high blood, no diabetes, no what, like zero. And that started showing to me that being obese does not mean you've got a terrible underlying health issues. Like, I am legit a living person of that. Like, I did not go through the typical things, and I'll get so annoyed that every time I'll tell a person, or a person sees me and they're like, "Ooh, gym more, ooh, eat better," and then I'm like, if you had to see my life, I do those things 10 times better than you do as a normal person. But when it started emotionally affecting me, I think that was an alarming bell for me. I tried to hide it for a year. And when I say a year, I think from mid 2023, that's where it kind of embarked me. Um, I was planning for my 30th, and we look for dresses. Like, our night, my 30th was so beautiful, I won't lie. Or maybe I just went to a wrong designer for a person who did my dress. But besides that point, but a lot of emotions started falling into place. Like, I'll go to bed crying, I'll go to bed overthinking. I will sit and watch people, and ooh, I think my mind was my biggest downfall. Like, naturally, I'm an overthinker, so now add that on top of it. It just played a huge impact. When 10-kilometer hikes started feeling like I'm dragging myself, and I love hiking. When going river rafting, and unfortunately, yes, due to the weight, the boat is sinking a bit more into the river. You can't maneuver properly. Like, I think I overlooked those things, but those really were the realities of the things that I was suffering. And that's fine. Going into 2024, I just became more emotional. Like, say one word of sadness to me, and I will bolt into tears. And my iron just kept on dropping and dropping and dropping. And I know quite a few obese people do suffer from iron, but it's not only a weight thing. I was quarter to being anemic, like legit quarter to. And my hormonal imbalance, I wouldn't say was the greatest. So I can somewhat say yes, health impacts though, but those were the two that I mainly had. um but that's something that I've been suffering since my early 20s. Like, ugh, story for another day. That's not what we're here for. And my insulin was quite bad, in the sense, what's the right word for it, guys? When doctors tell you the proper terminology, I do not grasp them, so I'm just going to use layman terms here. So, insulin resistance. And unfortunately, my insulin resistance also had to play with my hormonal. And luckily, I had a great gynae who reassured me that it had nothing to do with my weight. Like, it's just what I had in me. But unfortunately, as I kind of got bigger and bigger, and when I say bigger, so from 2023 to now, I gained a good 20. Like, in a year and a half, I gained 20, and that showed. And like I say, my emotions played a big impact, in the sense where I did not see my emotional eating. I just like, hey, as long as I'm eating a salad, it's still good, right? But the question is the quantity of that salad. As well, what is in your salad? As well, my alcohol intake just became crazy. And people thought that she's probably caught into being an alcoholic. No, I just preferred enjoying a margarita and having my shot of tequila is better than drinking tea, that type of a thing. And I think it's just a phase, and that also contributed. And a lot of my friends were saying, "Girl, it's time for you to see therapy. It's time for you to go and see a therapist, right?" And I was just like, nah, guys, I'm not emotionally that in trouble. And a lot of my friends were like, girl, we know you. You're not yourself at this current moment. But let's fast forward into 2024 around May again, mid. This is my birthday. And not feeling it because I'm just feeling out of my skin. I'm feeling out of my body. Alarm number 2, right? Right. So, ugh. Y'all gotta be patient with me. Please be patient with me. So that brought things, and my mom really sat me down and she was like, babes, it's really time for you to consider surgery. You are becoming lazy, you're procrastinating a lot, you're just emotionally, you're very moody, like you snap unnecessarily and whatever. And unfortunately, this is weight related. And I was like to my mom, ugh, you're being a typical mom, you just don't like the woman I'm becoming and whatever. And I didn't look into it. Then we continue moving into 2024, getting towards the end. I am more highly emotional. I'm crying more. I'm not even attracting the type of people that I used to attract and I used to like. My energies were just on and off, and my ambitions were also becoming less. You know what I'm talking about? Doing the things that I've said. And for me, I was just like, oh, it's a phase. But in reality, the underlying problem was my weight. Like, if I got into an aircraft and I was doing a few circuits at Rand Airport, I'll sit uncomfortably, but you're just like, hey, I'm doing my dream. Miguel is flying up. But it wasn't that, you're just like, or going to the stairs to the tower and I'm huffing and puffing, and you're like, ugh, whatever. But everyone is huffing and puffing, so what? But it was a real thing, and I just became lazier and lazier. And there was a time where every time I woke up and I got dressed for work or going out or like for a young hike, I'd wear the clothes I would typically wear, and you'll be at the mirror and you'll be like, yeah, nah, I'm looking cute. Like, you'll typically do that, whatever. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror anymore. Every time I'll take pictures, you'll try the stomach in type of a thing, and it was just not working. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And I am eating right. I'm going to the gym 3 times to 4 times a week. I'm doing the Westcliff stairs. I am hiking for days and days, and like, but I'm just getting big and I'm getting more uncomfortable, and I'm feeling the heaviness, but I keep on overriding it. And then I embarked into therapy. Yes, guys, therapy really does help. And it opens certain things that did not, I, well, of course, did not know, like my childhood trauma, my dreams and my ambitions, and how I was not achieving certain things because for a lot of longest of time I did not find my weight as the problem, but the reality really was. And if I kept on going the rate that I was going, I wasn't going to get to those places because I would be I was digging a hole where very soon I was even going to be living in the world by myself, doing things for myself, whatever. Like, because I was even isolating myself from the world, but I did not realize that. And I was isolating myself because emotionally and mentally I was away from my body, and here is this person moving. But when I look at myself from the outside, like I was like it was two different people, so which is quite dangerous and scary. So then my mom was like, guess what, fuck it, if you like it or not, you're kind of gonna do this, just do more research, go and see the doctors and hear what they gotta say, right? So around September and October, I came to the conscious decision that if I want to be that happy child that I was once, that happy person, and push myself and be able to achieve the things that I need to do a change. And unfortunately, the biggest change and the difficult journey was going to be my weight. So I went, actually, funny enough, in June 1st when I was doing my research, to go and see Dr. Gray Feta. He's based at Waterfall Netcare. And he just explained everything to me. He gave me a big breakdown and whatever. And he's just like to me, when you're ready, you'll come back. I was like, shoot, no problem. And also, me going to go and see Dr. Feta was after me almost spending, pardon me, a month at Barberton Hospital, which that treatment that I got from the doctor from there was really terrible. What was his name? Dr. Miser or something like that. Yeah. Um, so I was going through a lot of digestive problems, big acid reflexes, I'll get cramps out of nowhere, whatever. I know there was a terminology, it's called gastro what, yeah, like I said, I do not grasp these terminologies, but he did not say that. He was just like, I've got an irritable bowel syndrome. But this problem kept on coming. And I was like, if I've got something so simple, why am I still in hospital? Like, whatever. And as a typical doctor who's not willing to find the proper underlying problem, he just was like, you're overweight. Fine. I found another great GP. She's based in Rivonia, and I found her through my aviation doctor because I had to do a sleep apnea because my BMI was a bit high when I went for my medical at the end of 2023. So going to a sleep clinic, and my sleep apnea was perfectly the doctors were even like, why are you here, like your sleep apnea, like bruh. But I decided to choose her to become my general practitioner, right? And she legit started doing proper investigations, like I'm going for blood tests. Her highest concern was just my iron. Guys, till today, doctors do not understand why my iron is as low as it is. So hopefully with the weight loss, maybe it will get better. And the doctor from Barton was not coming to par with giving us the proper medical information that we needed. So that's how I just ended up going to Dr. Gray Feta. And he spoke to me, and he was just like, he was honest with me, and he's like, let's like try investigate or whatever. But his biggest like light bulb moment was like, it could be your gallbladder that's giving you all these cramps and or whatever. But like I said, when you're ready, you'll come to me. So yeah, that was around June 2024. Then legit, I'm trying to think. September, I go back, I do my new appointment, and I'm just like, I'm ready. Let's do this. We're at it. And that's where the journey starts. So you see Dr. Gray, you see a physician, her name is Dr. Spoolder. She's based at Life in Four Ways. I saw Debbie, she's a dietitian also based at Life. And I saw David, who has his offices at the Waterfall Estate. He is the psychologist that you see. So you do first, after you've been like, yes, I'm ready to embark in this BPD. right? DS. It's called a dual. I know the DS is called dual something. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah. So then I saw doctor. No, I saw the dietitian first, and she puts you on a typical diet. Nothing new that I didn't know, right? And then I went to go and see Dr. Spoolder. Before you go and see Dr. Spoolder, she gives you blood test of notes. I think my blood test cost me about almost 4 to 5 thousand. So thank Lord for the medical aid. And then you go to schoa. You go to your radiology. Thank you. Let's break it down. And you do things like your bone density. You do chest x-rays. You do... What else did I do? You do a sonar scan. Yeah, so they need to check that everything is okay, and then you go and have an appointment with her, and then she breaks down all the results, and and checks if you somewhat qualify for the surgery. And if there is underlying problems, we get the underlying problems fixed before you go into surgery once again, which was my iron and my vitamin D. She was just like, do you know what it means to go outside? And I'm like, yeah. I naturally don't like the sun. So as we're getting into winter, I am a happy child. So I started taking that, and then I did therapy. My first session with David was quite intense. I think I finished this box of tissues that day. And then a month later, you have to do one with a family member or a friend that you feel highly comfortable with. And of course, I took my mom. And then unfortunately, we got into the festive season. And all these people, you pay cash, and then you can go and claim for medical aid. And festive season came, unfortunately, so the whole of December. And I guess to my luck, not to my luck, I had broken my hand during December, for those who saw. So it was a catch-22 type of a thing. Then come 2025 in January, I go and see I lie. I go and see... No, I'm right. I go and see David. So I have decided to make him my full-time therapist as I'm doing this, because he understands the surgery. Will I look for another one in the near future? Definitely. Factors like cultural, race, gender really do play an impact, but right now those are not affecting me at the moment. So then after that, I did a scope in January as well, where they need to check that if your intestines are okay, there's no problems. I had a hernia, so they also needed to check if the hernia had deflated, or all those stuff. It came clear. And then had another appointment with Dr. Gray, and he was like, when do you want to do your surgery? And I think I saw him in February. Yes. And I was like, March. Then he told me that he was traveling. My mom was also traveling, so I didn't want to go through this alone. And after that, I ended up choosing April, where we're at right now. And in preparation for the operation, I was put into more iron tablets, but stronger ones, because they needed to boost that, because they were scared that they wouldn't be able to do the surgery. And then my vitamin D, instead of taking it once a week, it became every day. And B12. Then I went to go and see my dietitian, where 2 weeks before the surgery, you move to soft. A week before, you move to liquid. And then she also had to give me my post, where you do liquid for 2 weeks, which I am on right now. And then come this coming Wednesday, I move to soft. And I'm going to go and see my dietitian. The week before my surgery, guys, I was still on and off. I was really, really still on and off, where I wasn't sure if I really, really wanted to do this. But it was that thing of, I've spent so much, I've taken out my co-payment, I've like, it's like, girl, you're not a quitter type of a thing, that's exactly what was happening. And yeah, so a few days before, I thought I was okay, but my nervous system just did a number on me. I kind of had an anxiety attack. My aka weren't working. I was always nauseous. Mala. Yo, guys, throwing up. Um, it was quite intense. It was really, really, really quite intense. Um, I kind of had support always from my mom. Like, she was my greatest and biggest supporter. Then I have to say, when it comes to my friends, I have to say Lerato, Oath, and Khaletsang were my cheerleaders for the longest of time. And I think because they were the only ones that kind of really knew, they would check me on a weekly basis. They did the countdown with me, and they were there for me emotionally as well. And they always kept on saying to me, just think of the bigger picture, just think of the bigger picture. The day before the surgery, unfortunately, I had to go to work, and I was not working, guys. Me and the toilet were like the bestest of friends, and it was real. Going in, I was weighing 140, well, to be exact, 139.7. And I would do a short reel in just like of the preparation and the surgery and what I went through. And it is almost 10 days after, and I wore myself this morning because I bought myself such a technical scale, because I was like, I need one. And pardon me, sorry, and this scale weighs my, it gives you everything. So your bone density, your muscle, your water, lean mass, BMI, BMR. So like, it gives me all those details that I kind of need for my journey, and for me to be informed that what I did was for my better living, and for just for my mental sanity, that I know that things are going within the right direction. The scale is called IFY. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. EUFY. IFU. If Yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it IFY for now. But yes. So when I went on the scale today, I'm at 134.2. Whoop whoop. So that's not bad. So I'm legit about 5 to 6 kilograms lighter. I do feel it. I see the difference over here. And it's been real. Emotionally, I don't think I've really really like looked at it. I'm just like, all about my recovery and what I have to do, and make sure I've got my routine on lockdown. And yeah, so soon I'll also put up something showing my routine, the tablets that I have to take to make sure I get the right nutrients and I'm still a healthy person, my wound recovery. Yeah, guys. Ooh, yeah, no, wound recovery is not too bad. Like, so the surgery was laparoscopic, and then over here, like, I had a drain coming out of me. But yeah, we are getting there. The things that I'm somewhat struggling with right now is a bit of my breathing, appetite. Whew, guys, zero appetite. My mom wakes me up and is like, Miguel, it's time to eat. I also am sleeping a lot. Like, my sleeping pattern is bizarre, and I don't know what I'm going to do, since I am starting work like tomorrow. Well, soon. And and water. Funny enough, like hydration, yeah, no, I don't suffer through dehydration, whatever, but like also like drinking water or whatever. Things that I've already realized that I don't like. Juice, too sweet, don't like the taste. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Clearly, cocktails are not gonna be my friend. Nah, man, the other day, actually today, I tried to do mints. Ooh, guys. I don't want to say what have we been eating, but like that's how I'm kind of like feeling like rediscovering. I didn't want mince like normal like sauce how we have mince and spaghetti. I decided to make like meatballs. Guys, I chewed out the flavor, and then I took out the meat and I threw it away. My other day, my mom tried to shred chicken to put into my soup. I could not digest it. I've been eating the ready-made soups from Woolworths that you can freeze or keep in your refrigerator. I won't lie. Oh, the recipes on Woolworths have been, they're actually fucking amazing. I'm sorry to swear, but like they've been helping me a lot. But there's this one that I was having. I think it was the bean with it's got a bit of like shredded beef or the meat like, let me not specify which type, but all of them so far just dry up in my mouth and feel like liver. So I've never liked liver. So already I know I'm not gonna enjoy meat, or I need to reintroduce it into my system. And mind you, this is what 2 weeks of not eating meat and already. I've totally become lactose. The other day my brother brought me a milkshake, and the following day, not even the following day, that evening, you get the gist, right? Yeah. So those are the few things. So I'm gonna move into lactose. I tried to eat yogurt, that was not going down. Just the texture of the yogurt, I think it was too thick because my mom likes double cream. So I'm definitely gonna try to change that. But I can't say much because now I'm gonna move into proper soft diet now. So I'm gonna learn a lot of things. My senses that have been heightened: taste and smell. Woo! Yeah, no, that is real. And what has also become a bit, so walking. So I've got 6 weeks to recovery, and I can only do cardio right now. The other day we went for a walk for my mom, and I think I could only do like 800 meters, and I was just like, I'm tired. But I'll try the gym treadmill tomorrow after work, and that's that. My breathing, we are trying, and that's what it is. But one thing I think I need to keep in mind is my protein intake. I don't think I'm living to that, but I need to get that on lockdown and real quick. Luckily, my dietitian has given me a table of, Jorge, when you eat this, you eat that. This is how much grams. Like yesterday, I was like, oh, I want custard. And then I looked at how many grams of protein he gave me, and I was like, what's the point? Like, legit, what's the point? But my best friend has been protein shakes. Especially the ones from, I think it's called First Choice. So First Choice has got these high protein shakes, and I will put a picture so you guys can see what they look like. They are actually really amazing, and they've become my very, very best friends in getting that protein intake, and the taste is amazing. So I just have to give them a proper shout out to that. And yeah, from this week I will move into juicing and smoothies. If you guys can recommend a good place or a person who can make me smoothies to my requirements so that I can just like put in my fridge and easy to go on days where I have to go to work and stuff, definitely. I will keep you guys updated with the weight loss program and my weighing ins, how it has been emotionally affecting me as well. And lastly, my checkups. But my next checkup is in 3 months' time. But Yeah, so I'm just grateful for but these days, what do we call it? My tribe. You know, like even yesterday, my aunt who's a nurse came through to make sure my wounds were looking okay and dressing them properly for me. Like, there's one thing that me and my family, we never fail in is those type of supports, you know, and that's why I feel highly favored in this journey. Thank you those to all those who slipped in my DM and said to me I was brave. And you know, when I was reading those messages and I'm like brave, I was like, ah. But in reality, you guys are so right. Thank you so much for the great encouragements. And it means a lot, guys. Like, it's been tough. It's really tough. Like, I don't know how I'm going to survive work this week already because I don't even feel like, I, pardon me, 100% strong to like walk for long, sit up for long, and everything. But life has to continue, right? And we need to get strong. So, thanks for listening and being part of me and sipping this very long as tea with me. But I hope it also encourages you guys just to also understand that obesity is got it's not always about food. My obesity has been an emotional one, and I will definitely keep on trying to bring more information and with my reels and my diary sessions. Au revoir.